Hi everyone, and welcome to this review of the COBI M26 Pershing tank. This is set number 2471, and it's part of the COBI Historical Collection. The set comes with 475 pieces and 2 minifigures. Now this is a really cool tank, guys. I was really excited to see this. COBI does such a great job building really cool, historically accurate military vehicles, especially the tanks. I love them. Mainly for the tracks, but also they're really cool. They just look so cool. They're so real. All their features are really neat. So just a bit of background on this tank. It was in U.S. service from about 1945, so it showed up at basically the tail end of the Second World War. So it didn't see a lot of combat action, and it stayed in service until the early 1950s. So these tanks also experienced combat in Korea from about 1950 to 1953. It's a heavy tank. It weighs in at about 46 tons. Armor's 102 millimeters, about 4 inches. That's frontal armor. That's at its max. It's armed with a 90 millimeter main gun. It's an M3 gun, 3.54 inch gun. So that's definitely up there with the German 88 and whatnot. Not quite as big as the gun as we saw on the Soviet IS-2. That one had a 122 millimeter main gun. However, the Soviet gun basically took naval ammunition, so you'd have to load the projectile and then load the powder in behind it. It was really cumbersome. They had to make sure the barrel was level to load it and stuff, and all the while you're getting fired upon. So this, not that. So 90 millimeter main gun. It also had two 7.62 millimeter 30 caliber machine guns, and it even had a 12.7 millimeter or 50 caliber Browning machine gun. The engine was a Ford GAF 8-cylinder, 500 horsepower, speed 48 kilometers or 30 miles per hour, and it had a crew of 5. So I really like that 50 cal right up here. This is like the M2 Browning. It was in service in the U.S. military from late 1930s until present. I think it's still in service. Anyways, I guess if you build it right the first time, you don't need to improve upon it. Okay, guys, so let's get into this. It comes with 475 pieces, 2 minifigures. Okay, how long is this tank? Well, let's take a look here. It's about 30 centimeters long, barrel to end. That's about a foot long. Its height, you're probably looking at maybe 11 centimeters, 4.25 inches. And the width is, let me see here, about 5 inches. I'd say maybe 13 centimeters wide. So it's a pretty good sized tank. Okay, I do this every single time. What I really like about the COBI tanks are these tracks, and I'll show you them here. The tank tracks, the individual links, they have this long rod, and it's a pretty thick, solid rod, and it connects at either end there. So it's a really strong link. It's, as you can see, it works really well. It's a wide link. It's not going to break on you. It's really good quality. It's awesome. You can see how this tank rolls. It just rolls beautifully with these treads, these tank tracks. I love the sound that it makes too. Okay, guys, I'm going to take you through the instructions first. Right, here we go. It's the COBI M26 Pershing, part of their World War II collection. Set number 2471. 475 pieces, 2 minifigures. What I like about COBI, easy to follow instructions. Bag number 1, all the bags are numbered. I think this came with 3 bags. The bigger pieces are just loose in the box, but the bags are numbered, so you start with bag 1, obviously. and you start your build. The current pieces that you're using are in color. Everything else is grayed out, so very simple to follow. I always say age 10 and up. They'll be able to like follow these instructions. And anybody under the age of 10, I don't know, I usually recommend getting a parent to kind of help out with the build. Now, some of these ones you do have to be careful. You gotta kind of count the number of studs on your bricks. Not everyone, but it is kind of important to pay attention to those kind of details. That's a really cool piece. That's the COBI engine. It's really great custom engine, and I just love these COBI vehicles. And it's a solid build. Like, take a look at this stuff. Like, you're building, like, these are like 3 by 2 by 8 and 10. Like, this is like a solid build. It's not flimsy. It's not something that's cheap and is just going to get broken and stuff. COBI's done a really great job at making their builds really strong so that you can play with them. You can play hard with them, and they're not going to like come apart like some of the Lego, some of those like the Chinese ones, like the Slubin ones and stuff like that. Some of them are quite fragile. A lot of custom printing, custom pieces to this model. It's really, really great. I was just really happy to see like a model of a U.S. heavy tank from the Second World War. You know, we all know about the Shermans and the Upgun 76 Firefly, Sherman Firefly tanks and whatnot, but you don't see too many of these. So I'm really happy that COBI manufactures this model. You got the track system like I just showed you guys. I'll do another track demo on the floor, but this is all made in the EU, safe, non-toxic bricks. It all meets the high standards of the European Union. It's sold in the US, sold in Canada, Australia. It's sold worldwide. And I'll be providing a link in the description to Amazon. That's where I bought this. Had a good deal, so. Okay, I don't want to bore you guys too much with the instructions. You get the idea. Pretty simple to follow. Not too difficult. There's some other sets. They got, what's that, an HE 111. That would be a really cool one they get. Like, there's just so much. And COBI does a really great job with all their models. They try very hard to make it look historically accurate. They got lots of custom pieces, great quality printing. Like, you will not be disappointed with these models. I'm super happy with them. All right, guys, let's just get into some features of this vehicle. So first of all, I'll take out these minifigures. I got like a commander. He's holding like a revolver up there in the commander's turret. And you got like this infantryman here holding a Thompson submachine gun. The minifigures, their torsos rotate, their heads rotate. Okay, they're not like the Slubin ones where they're like kind of a bobblehead. They got nice little helmets. They can stand only in these vehicles. They can't really sit. There's no holes on the back for them to sit. I just use Lego, guys. I got a whole bunch of like Lego soldiers and stuff like that. That's what I'm using, but just for this review, I'll show you these guys. Some people really like them. I mean, if you're just going to display them, not play with them, then these guys are probably more than enough. It's probably really great. However, my kids love to play with them, so I just sub in like Lego guys or whatever. I guess they could play with these too. Doesn't really make any difference, but if you want to sit these guys down, they do not sit. So note to self. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these guys. We'll get right into the tank features here. So here we go. We got lift you up, bring in for the top view. So up here we have two turrets, or not two turrets, two hatches. Here's like a hatch. You can stand a guy in there, opens and closes. Here's another one, has two doors. Up here you have that, what is it, the M2 Browning 50 cal. It has like the ammo box with it too, so that's really cool. This gun can raise and lower. It doesn't really turn, but you can reposition it. It's kind of just on like a little clip. I'll pull it off here to show you guys. It's on that little clip there. So if you really want to reposition it, you could. If you want to fire at an aircraft with it, you can. Your choice. It has a nice little aerial here. And this thing here is like not... I really like this little aerial. It just... If it was down there, you could rotate the turret and hit it, and it's not going to like come off or anything like that. Let's get into the back part of this tank. You'll see the engine. Yeah, so these are like the engine hatches. And this whole thing comes up. So you can kind of take a look in there. And there's that bad boy engine. Really cool in the back. Kind of disappointing that these don't lift up, but on the side view you can see it's like a little, maybe like a little ammunition box or tool box there. Nothing. It's just a flat tile that's been molded to look like that. It doesn't open or close or anything like that, but it's still just. It's a really great feature. Like COBI does so much with like the moldings and the printings and stuff like that. This star isn't a sticker. It's a custom printed piece. Really great piece. On the front, you can see on the mantlet, there's some printing there as well. Probably like little holes, some battle damage. Maybe get kind of shot up or whatever. In the front here, you have, I'll just move this to the side. You can see there's your 30 caliber machine gun. Okay, and this front part lifts up too. I'll kind of show you on the inside there. So you could like fit a little crew member in there. I don't know why you'd really want to do that, but I mean, a guy can kind of fit in there. Down, and again another nice custom printed piece right there. That nice star looks so cool. This must be like a unit insignia, maybe like a troop or a squadron or whatever. A E10 number of the tank. Very, very cool. On this side you got like a sandbag. Again, another printed star. The turret rotates 360 degrees, which I like. On this side you get like a piece of track. It's really cool. It's just like your classic tank. Like when you think about a tank, this is kind of like the image that kind of comes to mind. It's just like your classic look. So the main gun, that's about, it goes about as high as that. That's about maybe 35 degree. And how far down? So it has a pretty good depression. That's pretty sturdy too. I mean, I like this custom muzzle brake. It really adds a lot. It's just all these small details really add up to make it look like such a really cool vehicle. I showed you guys the tracks a little bit on here. Now these wheels, these road wheels actually have rubber around them. It's like a plastic hub with like a rubber piece around them. And then you can see these return rollers up top. This is just such like, and these COBI tanks, they weigh a lot too. They're very solidly built. They weigh a lot, so the weight actually helps the tracks and wheels move and stuff like that. I'm going to take you down to the carpet, show you what it's like on the carpet, and then that'll be it for this review. So here we go. Again, heavy duty tracks. These things work really great. And now it can confront the might of my German forces. I got this is the COBI Ferdinand or Elephant that I recently reviewed. I got the COBI Stug 4. Awesome vehicle. And of course, the highlight is this COBI Jag Tiger. It's just a beautiful vehicle. I love the camouflage. So I can show you roughly the size of the Pershing compared to that Jag Tiger. I'll even get the elephant in there. Hang on a second, guys. Just for comparison. So it's actually not that... Let's try to kind of get these guys on. If I can kind of pull out. It's not a small set. I mean, it's a fairly... It's almost the size of like a Ferdy or the Jag Tiger. This set here, it was about, I think, $35 US on Amazon. So it's not one of the more expensive sets, but it is one of the cooler sets. Like if you have the Sherman, you're going to want the Pershing, man. This is just such a cool, iconic tank. I just love this. All these tanks, really, they're just so cool. They're so well done. COBI does such a great job. Like, you can play with these things. They're solid. Like, it's hard to get this turret off. I got to kind of pop it off. I can show you the top here. I mean, this turret is solid. It's not, like, coming apart. See, it just kind of hooks. There you go. I got the 360. Go head to head with the Jag Tiger. What do you think, guys? Who's going to win? I think I'm going to bet on the Jag Tiger for this one. But anyway, that's my review of the COBI M26 Pershing tank, guys. A really great addition to your collections. Or a very great first buy if you're looking for a Lego-like tank, basically. Well, that's it for my review today, guys. Like this channel, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Check out my website, www.sharkmunch.com. If you're interested in buying this tank, I'll throw up a link in the description below. Or if you're after any other COBI type tanks or whatever, check out my other reviews. Check them out. I encourage you all to watch these reviews before buying, just to kind of know what you're getting into. I took some risk with some of the Chinese knockoff stuff. Some of it was very good. Some of it was I was very disappointed in. And I've been buying these COBI ones, and you know, all the pieces are there. I haven't had any issues with like missing pieces. The quality is it's Lego quality. It is high quality bricks. And they're just really cool models that they build. If you want to display them on a shelf, they look just like a really high-end model that you might get. That's it for today, guys. Take care.